Welcome, and thank you for joining us as we advance in the energies of Pisces as a discipleship group.
We open as a group to the principles of the new astrology, given to us as the science of relations by Master D.K. in the Treatise on the Seven Rays, Volume 3, Esoteric Astrology. The science of the rays, the science of the triangles, the science of the centers. Through esoteric understanding, we attempt to open the way to the higher evolution as a discipleship group.
We sound the mantra of the disciple's degree. May the energy of the divine self inspire us, and the light of the soul direct. May we be led from chaos to beauty, from darkness to light, from the unreal to the real, from death to immortality. In Pisces, let us focus on the quality of the heart given to us by Master D.K. Sacrifice. For still, so many aspirants have not learnt to give with sacrifice.
Forgiveness or sacrifice in order to save others is increasingly the recognized needed keynote at this time, and in this recognition lies much to justify the sorry story of past evolutionary processes and methods. When it is recognized that the giving forth involves right living upon the physical plane and not, as is so often thought, the dying of the physical body, then we shall see a revitalized world. Pisces is seen at the head of the list of zodiacal signs because it is governing the present great astrological world cycle of 25,000 years. It was also one of the dominant signs influencing our planet at the time of individualization, when the human kingdom came into being. Ray 2. Love wisdom, the second purpose of deity, the cosmic Christ. The design of the deity expresses itself through the second ray of love wisdom. Design is a word which has been prostituted to cover the tendency of humanity to crave material things or those pleasures which bring satisfaction to the sensuous nature. It is applied to those conditions which will satisfy the personality, but in the last analysis, desire is essentially love. This desire expresses itself by attractiveness, by its capacity to draw itself and into the radius of its influence that which is loved. It is the bond of coherence and is that principle of magnetic cohesion which lies behind all creative work and which produces the emergence into the light of the manifestation of those forms or appearance through which it is possible to satisfy desire. The second ray is preeminently the ray of applied consciousness and works through the creation and development of those forms which are found throughout the universe.
The Lord of Love Wisdom, who is the embodiment of pure love, is regarded by esotericists as being as close to the heart of the solar logos as was the beloved disciple close to the heart of the Christ of Galilee. This life instills into all forms the quality of love, which its more material manifestation of desire, and is the attractive principle in nature and the custodian of the law of attraction, which is the life demonstration of pure being. This Lord of Love is the most potent of the seven rays, because he is on the same cosmic ray as the solar deity. He expresses himself primarily through the planet Jupiter, which is his body of manifestation. His symbol is the thunder, the word that cycles down the ages.
Master DK gives us a tabulation in esoteric astrology to show us the path of the three aspects of divinity from the cosmic to the human level. On the left-hand side, let's look at the flow of love wisdom, We start at the top with the great triangle of the Great Bear, signifying the aspect of will and power, the Pleiades, the third aspect, active intelligence, and on a cosmic level, Sirius, the path of love wisdom, flowing to Pisces in the zodiacal triangle of Leo, Pisces, and Capricorn. Then the flow of love wisdom from Pisces moves into our system to the planet Uranus, the being Uranus, and then directly to the hierarchy, the planetary heart center of the Earth. And this love wisdom flows from the hierarchy into the heart center of the disciple as consciousness is developed. Then into the egoic love petals of the causal body, and eventually controlling the solar plexus center of the disciple and personal desire.
A study of this tabulation will demonstrate that there will be found a structure therein of many triangles of force. Some of these are cosmic, some zodiacal, others systemic, still others planetary and their reflections in the etheric body of the disciples of the world of all grades. Through the great triangle of Shambhala, the hierarchy and humanity, cosmic, zodiacal, and systemic force is focused, and these three become, in their turn, a macrocosmic triangle of energies in relation to the individual human being upon the planet. You have, therefore, the following lines of transmission of force: Shambhala, hierarchy, humanity; head center, heart center, ajna center; base of the spine, solar plexus, throat. One major center is here omitted because it is primarily related to the physical body and its expression of life perpetuation. This is the sacral center. Just as the physical body is regarded by true esotericists as not a principle, so the sacral center is regarded as a necessary avocation between that which is high and that which is low, and between that which is sounded forth from the center in the throat and that which replies to a deeply sounded note.
It is interesting to note that the seventh ray of ceremonial law and order works through Uranus, which is today the transmitter of Syrian force via Pisces to the hierarchy. From that middle center, it passes to that sensitive band of disciples, aspirants, and workers to whose hearts and hands is committed the heavy task incident to the reorganization and the rebuilding of the shattered world structure. The seventh ray has sometimes been called a peculiar name by knowers. It is regarded as the ray of ritualistic decency. It aids and inaugurates the appearing of a new world order based on a spiritual drive and on aspiration, mental freedom, loving understanding, and a physical plane rhythm which provides opportunity for full creative expression. To bring this about, energy from Shambhala, embodying the will to good, is fused and blended with the organizing energy of the seventh ray, and then carried to humanity along the stream of love which emanates from the hierarchy itself. Pisces governs this effort of the hierarchy because the highest aspect of Pisces, which humanity can at this time in any way comprehend, is that of mediatorship.
Between the cosmic triangle of the Great Bear, Sirius, and the Pleiades, and the planetary triangle of Shambhala, hierarchy and humanity, is the zodiacal triangle of constellations Leo, Pisces, and Capricorn. Remember that Uranus brings the ray of love wisdom directly to hierarchy from Pisces.
As we look again at this tabulation found on page 427 of Esoteric Astrology, let us note this trajectory or progression from aspirant to disciple to initiate, and the triangles that one can create or imagine in relation to the unifying process through consciousness of the three aspects of divinity: the aspirant transmuting personal desire to soul consciousness present in the disciple, and then moving further to the initiatory level where egoic purpose can be known. It's really critical to look carefully at these tabulations. And then on the left-hand side, we can look down and see what could be conceived of as the purified, beauteous, reflective surface of the solar plexus of the disciple that is no longer tinged with glamour and personal desire. And the solar plexus has been lifted and joined with the heart center and the heart in the head to create a triangle of love wisdom in the consciousness of the disciple. Advancing man, disciples, and initiates are moving into the phases of development involving the reversal of experience and opportunity on the great wheel.
From Master DK. Let me pause a moment here to point out that in the study of the triangles, it is not possible for us to do more than study certain of the major groups of triangles and a few of the most important triangles where humanity itself is concerned. It is of value for human beings to realize that there are other evolutions and other forms of logoic expression of equal importance to their own. There is, in truth, a veritable multiplicity of triangles. For the triangle is the basic geometric form of all manifestation, and it is to be seen by those who have eyes to see, underlying the entire fabric of manifestation. Whether it is the manifestation of a solar system, the manifestation of the zodiacal realm, the cosmic triplicities, or the tiny reflection of this divine triple whole, which we call man. When the human being is manifest, but is not yet truly manifested, the triangles which symbolize this manifestation are the two eyes and the third eye. 1. The right eye, the eye of Buddhi, of wisdom, and of vision. 2. The left eye, the eye of mind, of the common sense and of sight. 3. The eye of Shiva, the all-seeing eye, the eye which directs the will and purposes of deity. These three are, in reality, when the human being is truly manifested, 1. The eye of the Father, carrying light from the Great Bear through Leo to Saturn. 2. The eye of the Sun, carrying light from Sirius through Pisces to Uranus. 3. The Eye of the Mother, carrying light from the Pleiades through Capricorn to Mercury. And it is this latter light energy which is necessarily peculiarly active when the sign of Taurus is dominant in any planetary and individual horoscope.
If people could sense the special nature of the moment even partially, they would be helping us a great deal. Even if they do not discern exactly what is happening, just by sharing in the common mood, they would be strengthening the magnet of the will. People do not realize the extent to which unconscious vegetating complicates the world order. The heart, being a half of transformation, ought to give each person an idea of the pressure of the spiritual atmosphere. We should not suppose that the heart suffers only because of things that concern us personally. Naturally, it aches on account of the agitation worldwide. You should attempt to unite hearts into a harmonious round where all dance in accord, for even a hardly tested heart will add its precious energy to the common chalice. The heart strengthens our transmissions, pushing aside the new underbrush. There are many untested hearts, but there are still more that are buried under ashes. Many sparks are needed to penetrate those cold ashes.
We recognize the presence and the effect of solar fire, the fire of consciousness, the fire of the soul.
Pisces, Virgo, and Gemini, the will to love. Relate to the incoming will to good and goodwill.
This is the energy of mediation, of right relationship. Today, as never before, the hierarchy stands as a mediating transmitter between 1. Humanity and the will of God. The revelation of the true significance and purpose of that will as it stands behind all world events is needed now as never before. This can come through a closer relation between the hierarchy and humanity. 2. Humanity and its karma. For it is equally essential that the laws for the transmutation of karma into active, present good are clearly grasped. 3. Humanity and cosmic evil. Focused for many millennia of years in what is being called the Black Lodge. Speculation anent this lodge and its activities is both fruitless and dangerous. The cosmic Christ emerges as the world's savior, emerging through humanity and consummated in the hierarchy.
In Pisces, through the will aspect of the second ray, focused in Shambhala, you have the whole story of unity brought about by the life and the will of the second ray, producing the emergence of the Christ consciousness and the appearing in objectivity of the Christ principle. In the final stage, Pisces stands for the death of the personality and the release of the soul from captivity and its return into the task of the world's Savior. The great achievement is finished, and the final death is undergone. There is no more sea, says the ancient book, which means inevitably the death of the fishes and the release of the imprisoned life into new forms or new cycles of the divine adventure.
It is interesting to note that each of these three signs of death is to be found in a different cross. 1. Aries, the cardinal cross. 2. Scorpio, the fixed cross. 3. Pisces, the mutable cross. It is the influence of these three which brings about the three needed and determined deaths in the life of the human being. I am here referring to the signs independently of their planetary rulers. There is something in the energy which pours in through these signs which predetermines a crystallizing process and the eventual destruction of some type of form control. The old commentary expresses these ideas in the following terms. The fire blazed forth, and through that fire I died to life, and so was born to death. And then again I died to form. Aries. The heat of earth, the fiery temper of the mother, destroyed the form, released the soul, and so the lesser self was killed. Scorpio. The waters drowned the man. The fish was made to disappear. It then appeared again, only to die, or else to die and bring salvation. That's Pisces. The subjective purpose underlying the sacrifice of these divine lives, who are ourselves essentially, who are qualified by knowledge, love, and will, and animated by ceaseless, persevering devotion, to bring about the death of the form in its occult significance and the consequent release of the indwelling lives into a higher state of consciousness. Of this process, all the world's saviors, past, present, and to come, are the manifested symbols and the eternal guarantees. It is in such recognitions as these that the mainspring to the life of service must be sought. People born in Pisces are frequently to be found serving the race and ministering to its needs upon some level of consciousness. Sacrifice and death. Thus, they are prepared for the final sacrifice in Pisces, which absorbs them back into their originating motive, as the old commentary expresses it. It is for this reason that the life of service and the directed intention to serve constitute a scientific mode of achieving release.
In Pisces, the work is done in cooperation, the nurturing of the life of the second ray phenomenon, a Christ, the consummation of the task of matter and its elevation into heaven. The matter aspect has been made possible, and the Christ emerges as the world's Savior.
First, as the point within the triangle, Christ becomes the awakener of the hearts of men and the one who institutes right human relations by being simply what he is and by standing unmoved where he is. This he accomplishes by transmitting the energies from the 3 points of the surrounding triangle to humanity. This blended impersonal energy, triple in nature, will be spread abroad universally, producing evolutionary growth, attracting people and nations magnetically to each other and automatically causing the unfoldment of the sense of synthesis, of provable unity, and of a desirable fusion.
Pisces. There is one triad of cosmic energy, Pisces, Virgo, and Leo, that is of supreme importance upon our planet. And it is the united influence of its three constellations, which will eventually bring about the initiation of the planetary logos. This will warrant any future planetary expression of his life to be termed a sacred planet. What is the role of humanity in relation to the progress of the planetary logos in becoming a sacred planet?
In some unusual manner, from the human angle, all that concerns the development of humanity has been down the ages expressed by humanity in terms of illumination and knowledge, in terms of sight and of the entrance of light, thus leading to revelation and, incidentally, to the true theme of astrological interpretation. From this peculiar angle, therefore, we can approach the great triangles with which we are today concerned and deal also with their significance in terms of light.
Pisces, as a stream of energy, is also pushing through and producing effects upon those in the human family who not only respond to the Leo force and are consequently individuals in their own consciousness, but are responding also to the steadily expanding Christ consciousness. Of this, they are becoming increasingly aware in their own individual experience. This is the higher aspect of the energy of Pisces. It is awareness of the group, of the whole, and of the universe. It is the energy of Buddhi, the higher aspect of the lower psychic nature. It is intuitional control instead of the intellectual overlordship of Leo and the limitations of Virgo.
Say with heartfelt intent, the sons of men are one, and I am one with them. I seek to love, not hate. I seek to serve and not exact due service. I seek to heal, not hurt. Let pain bring due reward of light and love. Let the soul control the outer form and life and all events, and bring to light the love which underlies the happenings of the time. Let vision come and insight. Let the future stand revealed. Let inner union demonstrate and outer cleavages be gone. Let love prevail. Let all men love.
These three energies are today playing potently on humanity, producing, number one, the self-consciousness of man as he emerges out of the mass, Leo. Number two, the recognition of the Christ life and nature as the aspirant for the first initiation emerges out of the group of world individuals, Virgo. And number three, the awareness, universal in nature, of the initiate as he emerges out of the ranks of the world disciples, Pisces. All this is, therefore, brought about at this time by the steady inflow of the energies of Leo, Pisces, Virgo, and these lie behind the very rapid unfoldment of the three types of consciousness to be found in varying degrees in humanity today. Ponder on this triangle of energies and interrelationships, and the war with purpose. Pisces, Virgo, Leo. As the dualism of the human spirit, spirit matter, became a fact in the consciousness of man, the sign of Leo Virgo was divided into two signs. The war of the pairs of opposites became a war with purpose and is reaching its climax today in humanity. Three constellations, Leo, Virgo, Pisces, are spoken of esoterically as the producers of that which knows, the informers of that which is awakened, and the constructors of the modes of fusing wisdom. They produce a unity. They shatter that which they have produced only again to produce it in greater beauty and in wider fullness. These words are clear. This triangle is, at this time, an inverted one, with the Leo energies in the closest contact with our planetary life. These three are connected definitely and increasingly with the unfoldment of human consciousness in three main aspects.
The will of the Father works out as the will to save. Through the second ray, the work is consummated.
Let us consider as our theme in Pisces the quality of the heart, sacrifice, death too under the law of abstraction, transmutation as taught by Master Dwalkul. This spirit of sacrifice is ever found when the Shambhala force is rightly contacted, even in the smallest degree, and the underlying impulse behind the loving will of God is sensed and understood, accompanied, as this always is, with the desire to participate in that will and its spirit of divine sacrifice. Manifestation is itself the great forgiveness. The stupendous lives outside manifested existence entered into manifestation in order to give themselves for the lesser lives and forms of existence, in order that these lesser lives might be enabled to proceed onward towards a goal which is known to deity alone, and thus eventually reach high places of spiritual expression. Achievement is ever followed by sacrifice and the giving of the greater for the lesser. This is an aspect of the law of evolution. Such is the note and theme of the entire creative process, and is the basic meaning of the phrase, God is love. For love signifies giving and sacrifice, at least in this solar system.
As a group, we sacrifice and make sacred our service.
a statement to the personality made by you, the soul, the disciple. We stand in the center of the will of God. I stand. Naught shall deflect my will from His. In unity, I implement that will by love. I turn towards the field of service. I, the triangle divine, work out that will within the square and serve humanity.
World unity, brotherhood in its true sense, the growth of telepathic interplay, the elimination of the non-essentials which serve to separate the thoughts of men and bring about separateness on the physical plane, and the laying of a true emphasis on the fundamentals of the ancient wisdom, the manifestation of a true understanding, the bringing about of at-one-ment with the soul, the recognition of those who belong to the group of world saviors. This is the immediate work to be done, and this must engross your attention. I leave the Father's home, and turning back, I save.
As we have been using this format of Meditation 4 since the Scorpio theme, we will go through the first stages more rapidly. Having lifted the energies of the solar plexus to the heart through occult meditation, we now enter into group alignment using the formula of Meditation 4 to consider sacrifice in the energies of Pisces. Align with the soul. Lift the soul to the point of group consciousness. Sound a silent Om. As we enter the stage of recognition, we recognize our pledged discipleship, breathing easily and effortlessly, having aligned first with our own soul and having sounded an inaudible Om. From that point of soul focus, we link to the group heart center along a line of lighted energy. We do this from our own triangle of light, the triangle of personality, mind, and soul. Breathe into the group soul, expanding the light, and recognize our equipment, gratefully rendered. With deep gratitude, we thank all those group members for their contributions to our service, sounding their names and expressing our gratitude to those who assist us from the other side of the veil. We recognize our achieved alignment, seeing the group centers aligned, heart center, head center, to the soul, and we visualize the flow of energy vitalizing the group. We recognize the soul, the source of love wisdom. We see the group soul light, brilliant and a penetrating beam of light that grows and expands and from that point reaches toward the spiritual triad for the downflow of goodwill, love, wisdom, and intelligence. We see the flow of the energy of love, wisdom, the group soul light expanding, reaching towards the spiritual triad to touch the Buddhic plane. From that point of Buddhic contact, we recognize the hierarchy, the 7 ashrams of the masters, receiving the impress of purpose and the energy of the will to love from Shambhala. As we advance together into a deeper understanding of the new astrology, we are using the structure of meditation 4 to assist us as a group in our endeavor to build our knowledge as a group, to engender understanding, and to eventually comprehend our role in service to humanity, awakening soul consciousness through our service, always practiced in group formation, and to establish and confirm that which Master DK calls a feeling of shared responsibility, a recognition of group assets and group richness, again using a peculiar word, and a realization of possibility which may greatly strengthen each and every one of us. We see our group standing as a unity, imbued with the light, love, and wisdom streaming from the Buddhic plane into the soul of the group, ready to begin our service.
To give is a divine attribute. The inexhaustibility of giving is found in varying degrees in all of nature. But fire is the element in which giving is most apparent. The very principle of fire is transmutation and constant giving. Fire cannot exist without the sacrifice of giving. Likewise, the fiery seed of the Spirit exists through giving. But the sacrifice is a true one only when it has become the very nature of a man. A mental and compulsive sacrifice is neither natural nor divine. Only when sacrifice becomes an inalienable attribute of life does it become inseparable from the consciousness.
We recognize the presence and effect of solar fire, the fire of consciousness, the fire of the soul, in the group soul.
We consider the ashram as a whole, that is, of the hierarchy, as the ashram of Sanat Kumara. Using the creative imagination, see all the ashrams in close contact with Shambhala as responsive to the purpose implemented by the ashrams of the Kohans within the spiritual hierarchy, the human hierarchy. We consider that we are impressed by the energy of will as the great ashram energies, its component parts, the various ashrams within its periphery of influence. Will is active. This energy impresses us as the will to good. We consider the vitalizing of the initiates and disciples who are affiliated with the masters and working in their ashrams. We consider how the hierarchy is reaching out through the accepted and pledged disciples into the world of men as goodwill, as love, wisdom, pure reason in action. All this concerns purpose, will, and the destiny of Shambhala. To know. A hint lies in the words, "Let the mother know the father." It has relation to the marriage in the heavens, the symbol of love, wisdom, the occult hierarchy, the consciousness of love, divine understanding, divine inclusiveness, and identification with the coming one, and the preparatory phase of the appearance of the masters and planning for the reappearance of the Christ. Let us recall the first essential relation. Let us link sacrifice and the expression of that giving to the etheric physical plane, creation. We know that an ashram is a place of quietly confident, regulated effort. The plan and the immediate service activity are known, and disciples and initiates, each aware of his task and equipment, proceed to carry out the phase of the one work which is theirs. Each senses its relationship to the phases of the work undertaken by his group brothers. It is in learning to see the whole picture, as the Master ever sees it, that confidence and security are developed. We say with purpose and determination, I strive towards comprehension. Thy will, not mine, be done. Having considered the ashram as a whole and the flow of energies, we now consider the world of souls, which is the hierarchy in relation to this world of men, and in relation to Shambhala, as in the first part. This involves a study of the nature of the hierarchical effort as it is expressed through love. It is that synthetic, inclusive grasp of the life and needs of all beings. Master DK states that I have chosen these two worlds with intent, which it is the high prerogative of a divine Son of God to operate. A conscious identification with the plan. Looking ahead, during the conclave, 1500 AD, the assembled servers of the race noted the future coming in of the Aquarian age, with its distinctive energies and its amazing opportunities. These, they noted, and they sought to prepare man for that period which would approximate 2,500 years, and which could, if duly utilized, bring about the unification, consciously and intelligently, of mankind, and so produce the manifestation of what I prefer to call scientific brotherhood, in contradistinction to the sentimental connotation of the term now so prevalent.
The strength, availability, and usefulness of an ashram is that of the sum total of all that its members can contribute, plus that which those above the third degree of initiation can import from still higher sources, or the masters of the ashrams can make available at need. Students are apt to think that an ashram has only one initiate of the fifth degree, that of master, within it. Such is seldom the case. There are usually 3 cooperating masters in every ashram, with one at the apex of the triangle. He acts as the master of the ashram and is responsible for the preparation of disciples for initiation. Frequently, there are also associated masters, particularly during cycles of rapid initiation, as is the case today. Pause to consider your relation as you stand on the periphery of the ashram.
I strive towards understanding. Let wisdom take the place of knowledge in my life. It is of no use at this time to close one's eyes to the immediate problem or to endeavor to lay the blame. Much blame can indeed be placed here and there, but it is the part of wisdom to face facts and to realize the cause of that which is everywhere transpiring and which can be stated as follows. The cause of the group of the lower psychism and of the increasing sensitivity of humanity at this time is the sudden inflow of a new form of astral energy through the rent veil which has, until a short while ago, safeguarded the many. Add to this the inadequacy of the mass of human vehicles to meet the newly imposed strain of some idea of the problem can be grasped. Let it not be forgotten, however, that there is another side to the picture. The inflow of this energy has brought many hundreds of people into a new and deeper spiritual realization. It has opened a door through which many will pass before long and take their second initiation, and it has let a flood of light into the world, a light. Thus is the new age dawning. Access to levels of inspiration hitherto untouched has been facilitated. The stimulation of the higher faculties, and this on a large scale, is now possible, and the coordination of the personality with the soul and the right use of energy can go forward with renewed understanding and enterprise. Ever the race is to the strong, and always the many are called, and the few chosen. This is the occult law. We are now in a period of tremendous spiritual potency and of opportunity to all upon the probationary path and the path of discipleship. Consider our group as a unit in Master DK's ashram. This involves recognizing which aspect of the planned work we are equipped to do, determining how to do it, considering the factor of preparation for eventual initiation as a means of increasing our capacity for hierarchical cooperation, energizing by light, faith, love, and power the spiritual center within which we serve and the ashramic projects for which we accept responsibility. In this instance, it can be our service activities. We then say, to dare. These words give the clue to the subordination of the personality and have a close connection with the great clearinghouse of desire and of the astral forces, and also the main center of the transmutative work. Humanity, to dare, to serve and embody goodwill. I strive towards cooperation. Let the master of my life, the soul, and likewise the one I seek to serve, throw light through me on others.
So let us ponder together in Pisces the quality of the heart, sacrifice, and also remember, as DK has told us, our role as part of the beginning of the emergence of the seed groups. Still in the dark and growing stage, and in the process of expansion, working silently.
From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide all little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center, which we call the race of men, Let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth.
Let us sound the 3 ohms as DK instructs, inaudibly from the highest head center.